Hello everyone. From today, I'm going to start the series of a web animated banner design presenting the big movement in the history of art and design. As the first one, I'm going to start from my favorite design movement, Bauhaus. The process is normally I'm starting the layout from Illustrator or Photoshop and then move that to Animate CC 2020. So let's get started. Okay, so let me show you the final version of this web animated banner presenting Bauhaus movement. So let's take a look. Let me refresh for better and smoother playing. So Bauhaus title is kind of handwriting style animation, and images and the text is coming in, and then these three symbols kind of are self-animating as a movie clip symbol. Okay, so let's get started. So first the thing is in Illustrator, you can download this file from the link I provided. I did the final layout in either Illustrator or Photoshop. In this case, I used the Illustrator. And then I'm going to move this entire layout into Animate CC on separate layers, and then we're going to start from there. So go back to Animate CC. Let me create a new file. The banner size will be the biggest billboard web banner, which is 970 pixel by 250, and my Illustrator file has exactly the same dimension, and frame rate is gonna be 30, and HTML5 canvas, so we can view this animation on any device. Create. Let me zoom out a little bit, 80%. Okay. So first the thing is in Illustrator, let me release the mask. Okay, and then I'm going to import my the title first. So I'll select the title. Let me copy, Command C, and back to Animate CC, and let me paste it, Command V. When you paste it directly from the Illustrator, there are two options: paste as a bitmap, which is a pixel-based image, and check the second one, pasting using Illustrator file importer preferences. Okay, and then open alignment, check the align to stage so I can center my title. Okay, let me move up slightly a little bit. Okay, I think looks better. Okay, and then let me rename this as a title. Also, I'm gonna need the background layer, so let me create a new background layer on the bottom. Let me rename it as a BG. Okay, so I'm going to import my background image into this layer. Import to stage. This is kind of old paper looking paper texture, which is pretty big. Let me zoom out. I'm going to make it smaller, a little bit more. Okay, so it looks good. To the top a little bit. Okay. So BG layer and the title. That's what I have. Next, let me import the images. So the process is I'm going to import everything into the Animate CC file first. Select image, 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 and image. So let me copy again, Command C, and back to Animate CC, and to new layer, and let me paste it, Command V. We have the same question. So check the second radio button, and OK. Don't worry about the opacity value of these images. We're gonna change it. Okay, it looks okay, but I see that there's a little corner is kind of empty here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to rescale it slightly bigger. It looks okay on this corner. It looks okay. Yep, looks fine. Okay. Okay, looks okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the individual layer per image, so we can have multiple layers, and then each layer will have one image per layer. So select this entire layer, go to modify, timeline, and distribute to layers. Okay, I don't need the first one. The reason why I'm kind of separating the images into individual layer is it is much easier to manage. It's easier to animate, control, change the settings. There are a lot of benefits on that. Okay, so but let me check which layer has which image. So the first one, so this is image number 1. So let me rename it IMG number 1. This one, image number 2, IMG number 2. And this is not this one. Okay, so it's supposed to be IMG number 3. IMG number 3, 4, IMG number 4, 5, IMG number 5, and this is image number 6. Okay, so I have everything. Okay, the next. This time let me import the text. We need a text. So first, create new layer on top. I'm going to have the title up here, like the German art school thing. So let me rename this layer as art school. And I'm gonna type Helvetica bold 20-point type size, and then red. German, no, German art school. And then let me rotate it about 55 degree. No, minus 35. Yes. Line up here. Okay. German art school. Next layer, I'm going to have the 3 locations of this Bauhaus, Weimar, Dessau, and then Berlin. And let me create new layer. Let me type. I'm gonna use the Bauhaus typeface I downloaded. Bauhaus 93. Okay, type Weimar. Make a copy. This time let me type Dessau, and another one, Berlin. Okay, let me arrange it. Plus right. Oops, not in this stage. Okay, and I don't know, I'm gonna make it a little bit closer. Alignment. Okay, and then let me rotate it again, minus 35 degree again, negative 35. And you go there. Okay, yep, looks good. And then, like I did, I'm going to separate these three locations into an individual layer by choosing modify, timeline, and distribute to layers. So we have three, and I'm gonna delete the first, the original one. Okay, so Weimar, Dessau, and Berlin. So three things. Okay, and the next, we're gonna need to have the three more the text: architecture, art, and design. So let me type, create new layer. This one's gonna be architecture, architecture layer, and let me type architecture. I would use Helvetica again. Helvetica, and bold, in black, and then rotate it 55 degree. Okay. Don't worry about the contrast level between the background image and this text. We're gonna control it. Okay, so one is architecture, and then as you can see that architecture comes with this yellow triangle. So I'm gonna draw the yellow triangle. New layer, name it as a triangle, and I'm gonna draw polystar tool, choose polygon, and then a number of sides, 3 sides, and I'm gonna use yellow. Okay, so maybe about this size should be okay. And I want to line up, so let me zoom in and rotate it. Yep, it looks good. And place it there. Okay. And the next is new layer. Let me type this time design. In black, and rotate it 55 degree angle again, and we're gonna need blue circle. Okay, so oh, this is supposed to be design, so I can tell which layer has which element. So new layer on top, let me draw this time blue circle. maybe about this size should be okay. We'll line up here. Okay. I would have this text maybe somewhere here. It will be easier to read it. So like that. So I can see that the text clearly. And this layer is supposed to be circle. Okay. So I have architecture, I have a design, and the last one is the art. So new layer on top. I'm gonna type art in black, and let me rotate it 55-degree angle. Okay. I can barely see it, but don't worry about that. And let me rename it as art. Now new layer on top. This time we're gonna need red square. So let me rename it first. Square layer in red. Maybe yeah, about this size should be okay. And then let me rotate it 55 and somewhere here. And art, you go there. Or maybe here, this might be easier to read it. Okay. So design, architecture, art. And so, oh, and then I missed one, the years, 1919 to 1930. So I'm going to create another layer, rename it as years of Bauhaus. And I'm gonna type in black 1919 M-1933. Oops. Maybe a little bit smaller. Okay. And then I'm going to rotate it, same angle, minus 35. Okay, so yep, it looks good. Okay. Let me view it, preview it, command return. Okay. Yep, so layout, it looks good. So we're gonna start from there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is creating the writing signature effect of the title, the Bauhaus. So in order to do that, I'm going to hide all the layers except the title and the background layer. So these two layers are visible. Okay, and then let me just lock the bottom layer. So in this title layer, so this is the one I copied and pasted from the Illustrator. So the process is I'm going to erase it kind of backward. So eventually I'm going to have nothing. And then once it is done, I'm going to reverse the sequence so we can have something's writing on this old paper texture. So first thing is I need to modify this and then modify it to break apart twice so I can erase it. And then let me get rid of unnecessary kind of lines. We don't need them. And on the bottom as well. Okay. Now I'm going to start erasing. Let me erase a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to start erasing from the four corners, and eventually there will be nothing left. Okay, so first, title. This first frame is going to be kind of last frame once we are done, so we can have the complete title. So let me use eraser tool, and then from this Adobe Animate CC 2020, you can change the size of your brushes and eraser size from here, this properties panel. I'm gonna set to maybe 8 points. Okay, then first one is I'm not gonna touch anything. Let me insert the keyframe so I can have a copy on frame number 2, just like this. Okay, and let me erase it. Let me zoom in, erase it, all four corners first. So we are working kind of a backward. Okay, and insert another keyframe. Excuse me. And erase more, erase more, erase more, and more. So we are erasing kind of little by little. And I'm going to keep repeating these steps, this process, until I erase everything. Okay, so I erased everything. So if I play it backward, it does this. But for now, it's still kind of backwards. So what I need to do is I'm going to select all these sequences, the frames, all of them, by holding down the Shift key and hold down the Control key and click in this segment somewhere and choose reverse frames. So if I rewind, I will do this. Okay, so Bauhaus. Okay, so we are kind of halfway done. So this one is the kind of most time-consuming part of this whole project. Excuse me. Next thing is my background image is kind of just starting with the kind of same opacity value. So I'm going to, as the my Bauhaus title is kind of coming in, animating, and I want to have a fade in effect of this my background image. So let me select my background image, the very first keyframe, and go to insert menu, and let me create classic twin, and last frame, insert the keyframe, and then I'm going to select my background image on my first keyframe, and then take a look at your properties panel, object, and make sure you are clicking on your stage. You have to choose your image directly from your stage. And the color effect alpha starting from 0%. And then I want to end on the last keyframe about kind of 70%. So click on your image, color effect, choose the alpha, this time about maybe 70%. So it will do something like this. So Bauhaus title is animating, and at the same time the background image is fading in, just like this. Okay, so now next thing is I'm gonna have my images. I'm going to animate my image. So let me reveal all 6 images for now. Okay. So these images are not supposed to be on the very first keyframe. They are supposed to show once my title and the background image is completed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these images just like this. Okay. And then drag it to the last keyframe of my bottom and then on the title layer. Okay. See? So they show up just like this. Okay. So from now on here, select all keyframes of the 6 images. Excuse me. And insert classic tween. I'm going to use just maybe about just 10 frames. So 85 and select all frames and insert the keyframe. Okay. And then we need to do something with that. But as you can see that my excuse me, my background image and then this title is gone. So what I need to do is I need to keep them from here to here by inserting the keyframe. Okay. Okay, so let's make some changes now. So my first image number 1 here. This guy is supposed to be coming in. First I'm going to change the opacity value of these images. So let me select the first keyframe, color effect alpha. 70% is okay. And last keyframe I'm going to keep also, yep, 70%. Okay. And then let me make some changes from my image number 1. Image number 1, this is coming in maybe from, oh, not you, from somewhere from the out of the stage like this. So it is coming in like this. Okay. No, maybe not. I'm gonna have a different location. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna have it from somewhere here. That will look better. Yep, it's coming in like that. Okay. Now image number 2. This guy. I want to start the animation from somewhere here. So all images are coming in from the different direction. Okay. And then image number 3 will be coming in from the bottom by keeping the angle as it keeps the angle. Oh, backward. Be just like that. Yep, looks good. Okay. And I will do kind of the same thing up here. Image number 4. This guy will be coming in from the top right corner. Oops. Top right corner. maybe from somewhere there. It's coming in like this. Okay, and then this guy, image number 5, I want to have it from here, just like this. And then the last one from the bottom right corner. Yeah, so it looks good so far. Okay, so let me play it first. Let me rewind and play. Fading in, writing. Yep, just like this. Okay, next thing is I need to have my German art school and 3 location things. So let me reveal those images and let me go back to the beginning and let me select German art school, Weimar, Dessau, Berlin, and yep, just up to here. Okay, so these 4, Berlin, Dessau, Weimar, and our German art school, I'm gonna move it to the end of this whole sequence. Okay, oh, let me highlight this one too, the ears. I'm gonna move this layer down to bottom, so right between the architecture text and then the Berlin text, so we can have that. I can animate the ears as well. So let me highlight that, move it to here. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to animate those words. German art school, 3 locations, and the years. So let me highlight all these 4 items and then insert, create classic tween, and then I'm gonna use about 10 frames duration and insert a keyframe. As we did, we need to keep them. Let me move this up. Select all kind of last frames of the bottom layers and insert a keyframe. So we can keep everything in the same spot now. Okay. So first, German art school. I'm going to apply some kind of fading in effect, and also at the same time I'm going to move it. So German art school, location's gonna be starting from maybe somewhere here, slightly upright. So it's coming in just like this. Okay, but also at the same time I want to change the opacity value, like a fading in effect. So click on your German art school, color effect in your properties panel, alpha, starting from 0% to alpha 100. So it is fading in and coming in. It's moving in. Okay, just like this. Okay, now 3 locations. Weimar, Dessau, and Berlin. Okay, 3 things. Okay, so at the beginning I'm going to move it to this location a little bit, so it's coming in from the bottom left, just like this. Okay, and then let me select all 3 on your stage, change the alpha value from 0 to 100. Okay, and ears, select the first keyframe, move it to somewhere just like this, and select it from your stage, change the color effect, the alpha value from 0 to 100. Okay, so let me rewind excuse me, and play. Okay, looks good so far. Now we have a few more things left. Excuse me. Design, architecture, and art. So at the very beginning, let me select all these 6 elements and move it to the very last frame, so I have everything, and I will do the same thing. Okay, so first let's do a text first. Let's have some text effect. No, before we do that, I'm going to convert all these 3 symbols into movie clip symbols, so I can have some self-animating effect. So let me select my blue circle. Under the modify menu, let me convert to symbol as a movie clip. This time it will be named as a circle. Okay, let me select this triangle. Same thing, modify, convert to symbol as movie clip symbol, and will be named as triangle. And this one, modify, convert to symbol, square, as a movie clip symbol. Okay, so now go to the library. Let me open circle first. Okay, I'm going to animate it kind of simple animation. So on the very first keyframe, insert, create classic tween, and insert the keyframe, and on 2-second mark, let me insert another keyframe. So there are 3 keyframes. On 1-second mark, frame number 30, I'm going to change the size of this a little bit by using this free transform tool. Make it a little bit smaller, just like that. See? So it's gonna be animating just like this. Now square. Repeat the same thing. Insert, create classic tween, keyframe on 1-second mark, and insert another keyframe on 2-second mark. And then I'm going to change the size on 1 second. Make it a little bit smaller, just like that. Okay, now triangle. Same thing. Insert, create classic tween, keyframe, and 2-second mark, another keyframe, and on 1 second mark I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So it will have some kind of like a pulsing effect. Okay. Now let me go back to main scene. Okay. So from here, let me select all the top 6 layers: architecture, triangle, design, circle, and square, everything. Then insert, create classic tween. Also, I'm going to use a 10 frame duration. Highlight 105. Insert a keyframe. And as we did, I'm going to keep all missing portion elements by inserting the keyframe. So we can keep everything on the bottom. Okay, now it's almost there. Okay, so first, my architecture text. I want to do some kind of a same thing. So I'm gonna change the location of it to the bottom, kind of right a little bit, maybe not too much. Okay, and then also I'm gonna change the alpha value starting from 0. See? So it's moving in and fading in at the same time. Okay, now triangle. I will just make it just a fading in. So click on that triangle, alpha, from 0 to 100, just like that. Okay. And I'll do the same thing for the design. Coming in from there, from the opposite direction, and then alpha value 0 to 100. Okay. Now circle. Just change the alpha value, fade in like this. Okay. Now this is the last art. For the art, coming in from maybe from there, or maybe opposite direction. That would be interesting too. Okay, and alpha value, so art. The last one, square. Click your square from your stage, change the color effect, alpha value from 0 to 100. See? I think that we can give some kind of little more fun for this kind of 3 symbols. So maybe my triangle, this one, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. It's kind of fading in, but also at the same time kind of a little bit bigger. So let me, from the bigger size and getting smaller, and it does like this. It's more exciting. Okay, let me do the same thing for the circle. Circles here, open the transform panel, and 200% bigger, so it does that. And then I will do the same thing for my square. Transform 200%. Yay. Okay, so let's rewind and play. Let's see how it works. Title and the background is fading in. Yep. Okay. Yeah, but remember that we converted each symbol, the circles, triangle, and square, as a movie clip symbol, but we don't see the effect for now because we didn't preview it. So what we can do now is, let me just do this. We need to say something. We need to say kind of stop. So this whole entire animation stops on my last keyframe, and then this movie clip symbol, circle, square, and this triangle will just keep looping and playing. So in order to do that, select your top layer, go to Windows menu, choose the actions. It's really simple steps. Okay. And open the code snippets. Open the HTML5 canvas, timeline navigation, and choose the stop at this frame. Just a double click. Now you can close it and close it. Then we are done. Let me preview it. Command return. Title. See that? The three symbols kind of pulsing, self-animating, because this is a movie clip symbol. Let me refresh. Yep, isn't it nice? Okay, so it's kind of a little bit kind of a longer tutorial, but if you follow me step by step, it won't be that hard, because basically we're repeating the same steps. And if you have any questions, or if anything doesn't work on your computer, please feel free to ask me. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you next time.